Hey everybody, it's Vixen. If you're new here, my name is Vixen and I'm a college student. I love to read and I have 2 dogs. If you're not new here, welcome back and thank you for coming back. In this video, we are working on my bullet journal for college/university. I'm going to write down everything in the description that I'm using. I initially wanted to create a bullet journal geared towards college and some other things in my life, mainly because all the planners that they have in store aren't really what I need, and I wanted to make sure it was geared towards me. So you'll see me putting like some challenges and lots of trackers, like homework trackers, class trackers, a movie tracker, like a horror movie tracker, and all that fun stuff. I do make sure that the main portion of this is a planner for my classwork, but I also like to make sure that there's some fun stuff like little drawings, and I also do use Notion for making sure I'm on track with my assignments as well, mainly because writing down in 2 different places is really good for me personally. So yeah. As you can see, there are like some tarot card inspired pages. This is not the only page, but they're more like about the things that I like to do or kind of show my personality a bit. Like this one is the reader, mainly because I read a lot. And then there's like another one that I will be drawing later on. And I made sure that they kind of encompassed what kind of things I like and are interesting to me. But this one really does set the vibe for the entire book, and it's really nice to look at when you first open it. And I do try to keep most of the page designs minimalistic and not too colorful because it can be distracting to me personally. I do like to add some color here and there. I do like a lot of foliage and all that. A lot of the page setups I do start filling in or fill in later. Like this one is birthdays, because I don't really want to show everyone my family's birthdays. It's not really like privacy reasons and all that. But a few of the other pages, I don't show me filling in every little thing, but in the final flip through, they are fully filled in. So if you want to like see all that, you'll see that at the very end. This page is for self-care. Me and my therapist are currently working on trying to find things that I can do for self-care like every single day, since I am in college and I do have a lot of anxiety, and self-care is just to help me relax a bit because I have a really hard time relaxing. This one I do fill in a little bit and then fill in later, because this is just like a bunch of ideas of things that I can do when I need to relax, and there's like different sections of what I'm actually having issues with, like beauty, some things that I can do by myself, creativity, mind, all that. And there are a few mess ups when I do this, but that's okay. And I do really like this page. I did show it to my mom, who's a drug and alcohol counselor, and she really liked this page too. She also added some of the things that I wrote down, but a lot of these I made sure they're things that I like or I'm able to do. But yeah. So on this page, there are quite a few mess ups while I'm like putting everything down, because I made sure to erase some of my old lines, and I actually couldn't see some of them until I was like mid drawing it. So I did try using whiteout, which my whiteout's very dried out, and then I tried using paint because tape wasn't gonna work. And but this page, I just wanted to try out tracking all the shows that I'm watching, like the main shows. So I have like Supernatural and a few of the animes I watch, because these are things that I like to make sure that I'm still watching and keeping track of, and I just want to try it out. If I don't like it, I won't add it to the next year. So here is my horror movie challenge tracker. I do not really care for movies all that much, or shows, or just anything like watching. I tend to watch more YouTube videos. But for this one, if I am gonna watch a movie, it's usually horror or action or thriller. And if I'm with my dad, they tend to be more kid movies. Mainly, like, if he thinks they look interesting, I'll watch them. I do fill in the actual movie titles later, but there is a lot, as you can tell. Some of these I have already seen, but that's okay. Some of them I want to rewatch, some of them I don't remember certain details, but it's just to make sure that I've watched all the older horror movies and just made sure that I kind of know what my parents are talking about when they talk about Jaws or something. So for this tracker, I made sure to put it right next to the horror movie one because it is my TV like rating tracker. It's not really geared towards like the shows I'm watching. It's more towards the movies I'm watching. Even though I said it's a TV tracker, I have actually been using it since I've recorded this, and I do really like the setup since it's not like, oh, who's the author, how long is it, and like my Notion tracker where it's what the length is, what the genre is, and like, is it a TV show or is it a movie? And then I just add this little cute drawing in, which I really like. I'm glad I actually put some color in too for this one, and it really reminds me of like Spotify, even though I don't really use Spotify. And it kind of shows that I really like foliage and all that. So we're finally getting into like the class inspired stuff. This is like my actual classes, and then there's a timetable next to this, which I don't fill in this video because I don't want everyone to kind of know what times my classes are. But as you can tell, I do have quite a few I only have really 4 classes, and then I have 3 labs, but I just made sure that this was all kind of correlated. I wish I would have put something that said like semester 1 before this, just to like show that it is for the semester, because I do try to make sure that these are before the months that are correlated with that semester. So like for semester 1, it's the end of September, October, November, and December. But I just wanted to make sure that everything kind of went in line, or else I would have really messed myself up. And this is where you start to see my like setup for my actual class stuff, where it's like I make sure I put all the lines in, and in the end you'll see more like the colors of what I correlated with certain classes. I do think math is blue. I'm just gonna say that. But I'm pretty sure I didn't put math as blue because I have 2 different science subjects. So I'm like, I have to make one of them blue because I can't make my biology class red because that would be weird. So we're finally getting into the actual monthly planner. This is actually October and like the first week and a half of, or the last week and a half of September, because I wanted to make sure that I got those first few days for when class is starting, since class does start on a Wednesday, which is really weird. I know most schools do it, but I would prefer that it started on a Monday instead of us having a half week. But I make sure that there is like a theme to the October. I do kind of like the Halloween vibe. And I really like the little squares. They're kind of cute in my eyes. But yeah. So here's our final flip through. I wanted to say thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video and want more like this. And you just kind of see everything filled in on this, but except for like the birthdays because privacy reasons, and like there's a few things that I don't fill in until off camera. Okay, bye everybody.